and I had to do my own research. And he would talk to one person very direct. He would talk to another person, giving them a lot of information. And he would talk to another person in more of a colorful way. And then he sympathized with others. I said, well, why is he doing this? What's the method? And I saw his numbers. He was one of the top trainers in our organization. So I incorporated the same thing. And once I got back to my guys and I started training them, I started incorporating the same things that he did. And I tried to figure out each individual person. And the more I got to know them, then I started talking to them in a more effective way. And when I did that, my numbers started to go up. My evaluations were going up. The performance went up. The discipline went up. I said, okay, there's something to this. And I took the same knowledge that I learned as a military training instructor back to my career field when I went back, and I utilized the same thing. Once I retired from the military, I said, you know what? How can I get leaders to understand how to effectively communicate with the people they supervise and manage? One of the things that we have to figure out is the more we become aware of how others communicate, then the more apt we are to connect with them. And when you can connect with that person, it establishes the relationship and you are able to get that information or that communication, close the gap of whatever it is that you're trying to convey so that both parties understand what's going on. Now, what if you have someone who is very direct? You have a person who is direct, and every time you talk to them, this person is very straightforward, they're very decisive, and they're comfortable with being in control. But here's the caveat. That same person may be the one that says, hey, let's go out to lunch, but I'm gonna drive your car. Those things happen. And that person is probably a de-wired person. And we'll get into more of that later. But what if you met a person who was great at storytelling, a person who is, we all know that person. They're the life of the party. They are the ones who walk in, they control the room. They're just commanding a lot of attention. They're very amusing. They're very animated. Could be I wired. But what if there was a person who every time we needed someone to talk to, they listened intently? Someone who was very loyal, someone who was very dependable, the person that you wanted in your group that would almost have everybody holding hands saying kumbaya and wanted everyone to get along. They were the harmony peacekeepers of the group. Now that person will be S-wired. But now what if you had someone who, let's say, they took notes on everything. They had all the data, graphs. They wanted information. They wanted to research everything. They wanted to go back and forth with you on what resource did you use and is it a viable resource? Now, I will tell you that is someone that I deal with on a constant basis. We'll get on her later, but they're C-wired. And these are the people that you need. They say, Nick, well, why did you go through all of these different types of behaviors and personalities? Because the framework that we're going to talk about today is DISC. DISC is vital to the environment because if you utilize it effectively, you can increase the way that you communicate with others, and then you can understand how to better communicate with other people and increase performance for your job, for your team, increase relationship cohesiveness, increase the discipline and camaraderie of whatever organization that you are in charge of, or you may not be in charge of these organizations. But let's look at the history. Back around 444 BC, there was a guy by the name of Empedocles who said, I'm going to put everybody in these little boxes, so to speak. And he put them in he compared people into earth, wind, fire, and water. And that was the start, as far as we know, that was the start of how we started looking at the behaviors of people. And after that, there was another guy around 400 BC by the name of Hippocrates, who also used internal fluids, such as caloric melancholy. But let's fast forward to 1921. 1921, Carl Jung said, I'm going to make something else that is going to make a little bit more sense, and something that will describe people who may be, let's say, introverted, extroverted. They may be thinkers, they may be feelers, and those people fell under the Myers-Briggs. And then in 1928, in 1928, a guy by the name of William Marston. William Marston said, I'm going to do something a little bit better, or something a little bit more simplified, which is called DISC. And he divided everyone into these four categories of dominant, influencer, steadiness, and conscientious, or compliance. And for the sake of today, we would just refer to it as compliance. And when he went into the description of each and every last one of them, it made it a lot more simpler than a lot of the assessments that are done in today's leadership and behavioral and personal assessments, to where it can easily be taught, to where someone in especially sales could easily understand that, ask a few questions, and understand the people who they were talking to where they could connect with them. As a manager, I need to understand, who am I talking to? What people am I supervising? And I need to understand each individual person, because as soon as they walk into the office, even if I don't know them, I can ask them a couple of questions, figure out the type of person they are, and then I can have a conversation with them to where it is effective and they are receiving everything that I'm trying to offer to them. And throughout history, we have tried to evolve the process of human behaviors. And as a behavior analyst, trainer, that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing, is trying to figure out how people evolve. And let's go back into how we kind of become the person who we are. Some of it is hereditary. We get a lot of things from our parents and their parents before them and their parents before them, which trickles down through the DNA, and a lot of it is hereditary. Some of it is the environment. What impact does my environment have on me, and how does that dictate the person that I almost turn out to be? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people will say, well, just because I grew up in this environment does not mean that I turned out to be this person. And that is very true, because you are the master of your own destiny. But what about the role models? We have different role models, different mentors, different people who we go to for knowledge. And those role models also help mold us and shape us into the people who we are today as well. But let's do an exercise. And I want you to think about this in a very simplified way. Let's say you go out and you're having drinks. Let's say you're having fun with friends, you're reading a book by the beach, you're relaxing by the pool, whatever it is, you're out sightseeing, you're hunting, you're hiking, you're hunting, whatever it is that you were doing, and you go back to your hotel. And while you're at your hotel, the doors are about to open. And before the door opens, the thing that comes to your mind is, I hope there's nobody on the other side of the door. Hopefully I can get on the elevator and there's no one else there. And if there is someone in the elevator, or there's several people in the elevator, you tend to go on in. You may look down at your shoes, so you may look at the numbers on the board to make sure that your room number is pushed, and you're kind of to yourself. You may be a reserved person. Now let's take the same scenario, and you open the elevator doors are about to open, and you see three or four people inside the elevator. And in your mind, as soon as the doors start to open and you start seeing people in there, you almost get excited because you're like, I get a chance to see other people. I get a chance to mingle with someone else. I get a chance to go in, say hi, ask people about their day. Hey, how is your day going? What's your name? Where are you from? And we've all met those people inside of an elevator. And that can mean that you are an outgoing person. So far, so good. It's very simple. Now, for those of you who are watching, ladies and gentlemen, if you have someone in your life who is a person who really likes to have everything written down, they're taking notes. If you're planning a trip, they are the same people who want to say, hey, we need to make sure the passports are good. How much money are we going to spend? How are we budgeting? How do I have my hats? Do I have my belts? Do I have enough socks, underwear, whatever the case may be? Did we put the dog into the kennel? Did we make sure the grass is cut? Those people are your C-wire people, because they want to make sure that everything is done and everyone is in a good place so that once we go on the trip, everything is taken care of. But what if you have another person that we all probably have ran into, and that person just wants to make sure I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I am doing great. I don't need to do anything else. I don't care what we do, just as long as we get to the destination and we're having fun. That is your I-wire person. That person really, they want to have fun, but at the same time, they want to make sure everyone else is enjoying themselves too. So the question is, can we discover the pattern of the people who we are socializing, engaging, interacting with? Can we understand them? What I want to talk to you today about is DISC. And when we talk about DISC, we're talking about, like I said, the dominance, the influencer, steadiness, and the compliance. When we talk about these different types of people, when you talk about your dominance and your influencer, those are your outgoing people. Those are the ones who are outgoing and they're people or task oriented. Well, they're mainly outgoing. Your steadiness and your compliance are those are the people who are very reserved. Your dominant and your compliant people, they're worried about the task. Everything is about the task. And your influencers and your steadiness are all about the people. I know sometimes that a little bit of that can be confusing. But if you have your D's and your I's, they're outgoing. Your S's and C's are reserved. Your D's and your C's are most about your tasks, but your I's and your S's are about the people. Now, if you took notes on that, then you will be good to go when we get into the later part of this information. So how do we know that if we are communicating with a D-style person? D-style people, they're very decisive. They're very direct. These are the people who can take charge of an organization, take charge of a team. They're the ones who you want to be in charge, especially when there is something that comes up and you say, well, how are we going to get through this? I need someone to make the decision. I need someone to lead this team through this task and get it done effectively in a timely manner. The D's will make sure that happen because they're dominant, because they have no problem of being in charge of the situation. Now, the D's only make up 3% of the population. 3% of the population fall into the D category. But what about the people who are colorful? What about the people who are they care about their family, their friends? They're the ones who tell the stories. Your eyes. Those are the ones who are very persuasive. When we're talking about relationships and professional, whether that's professional or personal, these are the ones who are great at customer service. They're the ones who are great at marketing, artists, people who are able to think outside of the box. They are very friendly. And they have no problem of being in the spotlight because of their storytelling abilities. Those are the people who can get on stage, they can talk to people, they can get on the phone with someone. And when the reason why I say they're good at customer service is because most of the time they're smiling. And when they're smiling, it makes the person on the other line, feel a little bit more calm. And they're able to connect with them because they're all about people. How can I connect with this person? The bad part about that is they may be on the phone a little bit too long, and something that may take 30 seconds to do, they may take 2 minutes because they want to talk to them for a long period of time. And these things happen. But they only make up 11% of the population, which is a little bit weird, right? But what about the other people, the steadiness? Those people who love to make sure that everybody is taken care of, the loyal people, the ones in those organizations, the ones in those relationships who are very loyal, they're helpful, and they're the ones that you can rely on. Those are the people who, in most organizations, they will make sure that things are taken care of. Hey, do you need anything? Do you need someone to talk to? I need to make sure that you're okay because I see that you're down. You haven't been your normal self. And we know that person. We know the person that will come to our aid at any time because they see that we are not the same person, the same chipper person that we typically are. And that S person will then come into the fold and say, I hear you. And what can I do to help you? These people make up roughly 69% of the population. 69%. The S person is the type that you want around you. They're the ones who want to make sure that everything is fine. They're the person who is easy to talk to. But what if we get into someone who is a little bit more um, data driven? I will tell you that, and a lot of times, my wife and I, we will sit down, we'll have a conversation. And during the times that we will have this conversation, I may tell her, hey, I found something on CNN and it says, let's just talk about COVID because everybody knows about COVID right now. And I will say, hey, COVID has a new mutation and it is crazy. Her first thing is probably going to say, she's probably going to say, where did you get this information? Like, I got it from CNN or I got it from this other website. Well, what did they say? Like, well, that's all I have right now. They just said that there's another mutation and that's it. Well, what is this? What is this thing? Because I need to go and make sure that this is a valid source. Now, what does that do? That right there that I just explained to a lot of people will say she does not trust me because she's asking all these questions. But that's not the case. The case is A C-wire person is very data driven, very resource driven. They want the facts. And if I had said, hey, honey, I just found out this new information about COVID. There's this new mutation, and over at John Hopkins Medical Center, they are doing all kind of research. They've been looking at this stuff, and they've done, I think it said about 52 tests. And during those 52 tests, 95.7% of it mutated and did this other thing to where now it's attacking this other thing. She would have said, "Oh, wow, that's interesting. I need to go and look this up." Now I feel good. I feel great because I was just able to give her all the information that she needed. But that's a C-wire person. And if you're ever dealing with a C-wire person, then you need to understand that they need as much information as possible. And a lot of times they need the information in order to make decisions. They need information in order to complete tasks. They need information in order to have a valid thought or go through a thought process in order to make something else happen. And it's not that they don't trust you. It's just that they're wired differently. And 17% of the population falls inside of this category. 17%. But let's go back to our D's. When we talk to our D's, back during my military drill sergeant days, my D was very high. And notice I said was. My D was very high because at that time I was very direct. I needed to get things done at a very fast pace. Everything was on a time constraint. Every decisions had to be made. There were things that had to be done. So for me, and in that situation, I needed to make sure that I gave direct information. My people knew what to do, when to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. I didn't have time for a lot of other things. I didn't have time to sit down and read a lot of other information or whatever the case may be because things had to get done. And once we think back to what I said earlier, a D is task oriented. Even though they're outgoing, I have no problem of going and talking to people, very task oriented. And in that environment, I thrived because decisions had to be made, things had to be done. In your relationships right now, you have someone who you may talk to who does not want to listen to everything that you have to say. If they don't want to listen to everything that you have to say, you're coming to them with all kind of reports. You're coming to them trying to tell them a story. You're coming to them asking them if they're okay. How are their feelings? This person falls into the D category. If they're very direct with you, if they just say, hey, give me the meat and potatoes, I don't want all the extra stuff. This is what I want. This is what I need. Then this person is a D. But in the same breath, they treasure loyalty. A D person treasures a person that's loyal to them. They're very bold, they're very confident, they're very decisive, productive, and they're very goal oriented. And those things matter to them. But Nick, well, what about what are some of the challenges of a D person, of a D wired person? Well, they're very argumentative. A D wired person can be argumentative. They can be a little bit inconsiderate, insensitive at times. A lot of times where you may think that just because I'm telling this person this, oh, they're going to care about the feelings that I have right now. They're going to care about giving me a compliment. A lot of times they don't. And it's not because they don't care, it's because they're task focused. What do I need to do in order to get this task done? What do I need to do in order to meet the goal? What do I need to do in order to reach whatever the end game is for my organization, for my household, for my project to get done. And that's what we run into. They're very impatient. And then a lot of times they can appear cold. They can appear very cold. And during that time of my career, I found that I was one of those people who was very cold natured. I didn't care about, oh, I need to make sure that this person feels good. That was not here on my priority. It was not here. It was down here. But what if you have the person who is the storyteller? What if you have that person who is very um, uh, uh, colorful, so to speak? And we're talking about that influencer because remember, they are very outgoing, but they're more people oriented. These are the people who you want in those different job positions that get a chance to interact with other people. They're very creative. My daughter is AI. She's very creative. She loves colors. If I give her something to do, she thinks about the first thing she's probably going to think about is what color can I put together? In your relationships, you may have someone who is very relationship oriented. They're very emotional. And when they're emotional, they're very animated. And they also are encouragers. They are the ones who can give you a powerful story, a very motivational story that can really encourage you to do certain things. Those are your eyes. They treasure great experiences with others. They are those people who go on to the trip and they say, hey, I know we're on this trip. I know we should probably have brought all kind of stuff. We probably should have made the list, but I don't care about that. I just want to have fun. Those are the people that they represent. But at the same time, they care about you, people oriented. They care about having fun, outgoing people, but they are very, very talkative. And that can be a downside when it comes down to the eye, because when it comes down to an eye, if you put them, let's say if you put them in a customer service role, a eye can talk to that person for 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 minutes on something that could only take 30 seconds to do. If you say, I need 100 phone calls made, if you're in real estate, I need 100 phone calls made, they may only get about 50 because they want to make sure that they're connecting to the people that they want. Why is that a good thing? Because they're establishing the relationship. They're very friendly. They're very persuasive because they have a way of giving the flair that people will say, oh my God, this person that's amazing. I love the creativity. I love how the boldness just comes out. Social media marketers, people in different marketing areas. Those people can thrive in different spaces to where they are providing services to others and to where they are given the arena to have a creative mindset. But at the same time, you cannot put them in a box because they will not do well at all. They're very spontaneous and they're very social. They're very social people. But what are some obstacles that we can run into when we talk about this eye wired person? Well, a lot of times they can be labeled as undisciplined, unorganized. They can be labeled as naive. And some people may say, well, that person may be a little phony. They waste time. They can be forgetful. These are the types of things that we run into when we talk about the I personality. But when you're talking to an I personality, a lot of times you just have to keep them focused. You have to put them with someone, let's say a a C-wire person or a D-wire person, even an S-wire person, to where they can keep them on track, to where they don't lose focus. And even if they start getting into a creative mindset, that's fine. But sometimes we have to reel them back in just a little bit and say, okay, I love the creativity. I love the passion that you have for this. But what about this? Let's get back on task. And in those relationships, you have a person who may be eye wired, and you're like, oh my God, I can't have a conversation with this person because they're off doing something else. They are over here somewhere. They're talking about something else. Let them do it. And then just slowly reel them back in. And you will be more successful when it comes down to the communication aspect of that relationship. But what about your S's? A S personality. Like I said, those are the people who want to come in, make sure everything is fine, make sure the environment is good. They will probably have sage. They will probably have some kind of relaxing music playing. Probably have incense, something in the room to make sure that everyone is having a good time. Everyone is peaceful. In your relationship, you could have someone who is very loyal, someone who is there for the organization, someone who has no problem of saying, hey, I understand that you're a D. You need to take charge. You have to do all this stuff to make yourself, be the leader. Understand that you're the I, and you have to do all of these things because you have to be so creative. But guys, let's bring it back home. I need you to make sure that we are back where we need to be and we're still on task, because the boss is going to get mad at us if we don't have this done on time. That's your S. They are very important to any kind of structure. And we'll get into that later as well on why. But they're good listeners. Like I said, those are the ones that you would typically go to in order to talk or reason something out, because they will more than likely listen to you and they will give you good information. The bad part about that is a lot of times your S may just give you some stuff unless unless they are just a very honest person. More than likely they will give you something that is not going to hurt your feelings, but they will give you information that is going to have you think. Still going to be on the softer side. They're not going to be harsh or anything like that. And they're pretty easygoing. They are your agreeable people. But when it comes down to the essence, they're hard workers. Like I said, you need S's in the organization. 69% of the population is made up of S's. They're stable. They love security. If you take the security away from them, that is going to hurt the S. A S needs to know that they are safe. They're also reserved. An S is not going to go out and just want to have all this fun and just walk up and talk to people and all these different things. But if you talk to them, they will be some of the most kind-hearted people that you ever meet. And you've probably met that person in the elevator. Someone who, if you walk in and you say, "Hey, everyone, how are you doing? Hey, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?" And you ask that one else, "Hey, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Hawaii." And then once you talk to them again, "Hi, how's it going?" And you ask them more questions, and they talk a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. But they're always kind. That is the S. They're very peaceful people. Now, just like everyone else, the S has the obstacles that they are also trying to get past, which can be, they can seem a little bit sarcastic. They can be considered laid back because they don't want to rock the boat. So a lot of times they'll be laid back. If you've ever been in a meeting or anything like that, and you see that one person who is sitting in the corner, and while they're in the corner, they are um, they're coming to themselves. They're taking notes. They're just doing the regular thing. They're not really participating. But if you ask them a question, they will give you an answer that is needed. Not, and sometimes it may be what you want to hear, but they'll oftentimes give you answers that's needed. That is probably the S in your group. They're not going to raise their hand. They don't want to be in a leadership position. Can they? Yes. But do they want to? No. They will probably be the last ones to even choose a leadership position. But they say, hey, I am here to support you in any way necessary, but I don't want to lead. Sorry, I don't want to do that. And they shut down in confrontation. These will be the people who say, okay. It's easier for them to just shut down and say, you win, instead of going back and forth. So that is one thing to definitely keep note of if you ever run into that situation. Now, last but not least, we have our C's, our compliance. And when we talk about compliance, it is exactly what it is. A compliant person is one who wants to make sure everything is done the way that it is supposed to be done. Compliant people want to make sure that if I do this, then everything is going to follow every single thing that is outlined in the rule book, in the regulations, in whatever process or procedures that you have. And they double, triple, quadruple check every single thing to make sure that it is done to perfection. They're very conscientious, very conscientious. They're accurate, but they're detail oriented. Like I said, they're reserved, but they're also task oriented. These are the people who would do great working in a lab because they don't have to talk to a lot of people. They just make sure that all the data and all the resources is taken care of. They are your doctors because most of the time your doctors have to do what? They have to research a lot of information to make sure that they diagnose you accurately. Your lawyers, they have to get all of the information accurate in order to make sure that the person doesn't go to jail. So when we talk about your C's, they fit very well in a lot of positions, let's say engineering. So we make sure that these people are great. We make sure they are in a position to where they can thrive. But they also don't want to be around a lot of people. Most of the time, your C's want to work alone. They are the ones who say, hey, I got this. Let me just do my research. Let me just make sure that everything is. And if you put some C's together, it's even better because everybody is doing their own thing. The bad part about it is they probably will not get things done in the time that is allotted. If you put C's in a room, they will double, triple, quadruple check everything, but they will run out of time. But C's are great. Because anything that you ask a C, they're going to give you the amount of information that you need. They're going to give you everything to make sure that it is accurate. So as soon as it hits your desk, you can pretty much guarantee that 99% of the information that they give you is accurate. And with that, they're very analytical. They are on the verge of being geniuses because they make sure that everything is good, everything is detailed, right? And we want to make sure that when we are talking to these different people, that we know exactly, one, who we're talking to, and two, how to effectively communicate with them. Coach Brittany, how are you
That
doing?
was in. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. That was great. Communication is totally key for sure, especially in
mhm.
business. I know that to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
totally true in dealing with people.
Mhm. It is.
So I want to thank you for being here today and ask you, how
Yes,
long have you been doing this for?
I've been coaching for about 13 years, professionally, since I retired from the military. And while I was in the
With us
military, I
both.
lot. And it was just something that I really wanted to continue doing.
I love it. Well, thank you for your service. My husband is very as well. So
Nice.
for that. And thank you for being here as well. And so how are people to connect with you? How would you like them to reach out?
So if anyone wants to connect with me, if they would like any kind of DISC assessments, emotional intelligence training, whatever the case may be, they can connect with me on LinkedIn at Nicholas Giles, or they can go to my website at 180leadershipcoaching.com, or they can send me an email directly at 180lcoach, because leadership coaching was going to take too much. So I just put it as 180lcoach@gmail.com, and they can reach me there.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here. It has been such a pleasure having you. And as we like to say, genius and awesome.
All right.
So thank you everybody for joining in. I'd like to share with you that the Black Business Expo's mission is funders going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. Our goal is to give laptops up to $5,000 to 10 students, and students register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to please donate to our show. I also want to thank the sponsors that have been here today for the Black Business Expo USA for March 2023. And that is going to be NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Mullane Shaney Global, Executive Women Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic Art Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Just keep in mind that Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side, and thanks.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
what if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Did you know a typical passenger vehicle that has a fuel economy of about 22 miles per gallon and drives about 11,500 miles per year emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide on an annual basis? In order to save this planet we call home, we have to make an immediate change in the way we navigate everyday life. Derrick Automotive is that change. Our ambition is to build full-size, near-zero emission electric drive vehicles that don't rely on the electric grid. Derrick Automotive makes driving an electric vehicle extremely convenient without sacrificing a sleek, modern design that is sure to capture the attention wherever you go. Make the choice to take part in a movement to help preserve our planet today. Choose Derrick Automotive. Visit us on the web today to learn more.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face-to-face. Second, on Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captions. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Truso is both social and safe. We refer to Truso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Trousseau even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Trousseau is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Trousseau. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Trousseau is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers flexible spending limits that adapt with his business. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with the power to make big purchases in his hands, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio. Man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Hi, welcome to our virtual Derrick Automotive Experience Center here in beautiful Atlantic Station, located in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Derek Bailey, the founder of Derrick Automotive Technologies. Come in. Let me grab you a drink and tell you a little bit about our company. By the way, did you know that we have cocktail hours every other Friday evening from 7 to 10? And again on Saturday afternoons from 11 to 5? It's a good way to come in and learn about the company. You should stop by and bring a friend. So, let me tell you a little about us. Derrick Automotive is a company with a simple mission, which is to make electric vehicles more convenient for consumers by changing the way electric vehicles are recharged. Plug-in charging is really the only thing slowing the mass adoption of electric vehicles. And the adoption of electric vehicles is going to be so important to our battle with climate change. Derrick Automotive has a practical solution, which is to put a small generator that we call the Proteus into our vehicle. The Proteus' sole function is to convert fuel into electricity. But here's the key. It converts that fuel with a smaller carbon footprint than if that kilowatt hour was created at a power plant. And here's something else you might not know. When you create a kilowatt hour at a power plant, by the time they transmit that power down the power lines, anywhere from 15 to 40% of it could be lost. So, to plug millions of electric cars into the power grid and then lose 15 to 40% of every kilowatt hour of power that's created, in our opinion, doesn't make a lot of sense. With the introduction of our Proteus, where we can create that same kilowatt hour at the car, eliminate all those transmission line losses, and all at a carbon footprint that's on par with the power plant anyhow. So we bring convenience without increasing the carbon footprint. We allow vehicles to travel further and with less hassle. And since it's actually comparable to charging from the electric grid, why should consumers be inconvenienced? And we believe that once consumers are no longer inconvenienced, electric vehicles are going to take their place in the automotive sector.
Did you know Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs? However, only 3% of Black women have established a sustainable, thriving business that has lasted more than 5 years. Why is there such a huge gap between creating and sustaining a business? Common obstacles like money and resources. But on a deeper level, self-doubt, lack of support, undervaluing self, stress and overwhelm, relationship challenges, health challenges, work-life imbalance, and unsure of purpose and passion. Meet Milani Shani Global. Our mission is to provide life, love, and business coaching for women who are leading the way and want to improve mental and emotional health and well-being by managing stress, anxiety, creating work-life balance, increasing confidence, revealing purpose, and putting themselves first so they can use their authentic gifts and make an impact in their community. When you enroll in our coaching systems and programs, you will discover how to activate your passion and personal fulfillment, unleash and align your natural gifts and talents with winning strategies, master your mindset and release stress and overwhelm, procrastination, and self-doubt. You are not alone. Our professional certified team of coaches use unique and one-of-a-kind advanced coaching tools to ensure that you excel in the areas of mental and emotional well-being, leading with confidence, relational wealth, and stress management. Put yourself first today and take your next step towards well-being and igniting your authentic success. Milani Shani Global, a company by women for women for over 35 years. Visit us at www.msglobal1.com or call 704-313-9132 and enroll in one of our programs to get started today.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and go and you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kinston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's gonna be me. You gotta say it. If it's to be, it's gonna be. If it's to be, it's gonna be. If it's to be, it's gonna be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
Hi, my name is Annette Bentley Smith, and my geniuses are writing, becoming an inventor, and solopreneur. I self-published 14 children's books, as well as invented a plush toy and bed sheets that centers around reading and being read to. The trademarked and patent-pending plush toy will play 5 of my stories, soothing music, and you can record your own stories, songs, and messages using your own voice via the USB port. Kobe the Storytime plush tail koala bear also holds a book to put a picture of a child's loved one in it. The bed sheets have an entire bullying book printed on it. It has positive quotes, a word search game, a typing keyboard, and an open book with general questions. It has 2 pillowcases, a top sheet, and a fitted sheet, and it comes in a twin size. Becoming an author and inventing my products is an opportunity for me to give parents everywhere an interactive reading experience that's fun and unique. I believe reading together is important. My company, Ancorp Literary Works, is taking storytime and bedtime reading to a whole new level for our new generation of children. Genius is common.
See, being in business, regardless if you're a non-business or any type of business, is about connecting. It's about hearing new information that can drive you forth. It's more about coming together with people with like minds in order to make your business grow.
You don't wake up wanting to be mediocre and just do just enough. You want to excel. You want to be a master in your craft. You want to take it to the next level. So it's not going to happen by accident. So you have to be mindful and think of what can I do today to help take me to the next level.
The truth is, your life will only change when you get new information. Your life will only change when you move forward with another level of thinking. This expo is about new information and moving your life to another level.
When you feel like you're about to hate yourself, love someone. And when you feel like you're about to hate someone, love yourself. And when you feel like it's the end of the world, breathe and remember that you have to go inhale in order to exhale deep. Like a person who thinks too much, I thought about the word genius and thought, genie in us. Then I thought, if there's a genie, there must be wishes. So I made a wish upon my genius and became inspired to write a piece about war and the way that it destroys worlds, boys and girls weeping over spirits no longer married to the corpses that carried them as child, laughing, funny. How air forces its way back in even when we just want to exhale. Well, I didn't finish that poem. Cause I'm a firm believer in oneness. So no matter how much I disliked the military, I kept coming to the conclusion that all the soldiers in the army are me. So I went back to my genie and I made another wish. I wished for words that would uplift. The genie sent me poems that sounded more like spaceships, cause you know we've been working this great shit and we ain't made shit. I wished we could fly as a spaceship that fly so high that we no longer need to exhale, cause we in heaven. Fly so far and so fast into outer space that we end up turning into energy. G for genius, for genie, for magic, as you are, as you were, and as you always will be, made of the same star that you see as far, but in fact so close enough for us to shoot for, cause Lord knows we need something to shoot for, cause too often we are shot at. We gotta pay attention, to buy time, to train ourselves to shoot back, not like bullets, but like stars. Make wishes on the genie that you are, the genie in us, the genius in you, the only person on this earth smart enough to make the dreams that you hope for come true.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations, and welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Brittany Ann Nickens, and I am your business moderator for this afternoon on Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, to inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today with you, we have keynote speaker, Dr. Sandra Wall-Williams. As a TV news reporter and journalist for more than 30 years, Pamela D. Marshall became accustomed to telling over people's stories, but her life's struggles and pearls have been the toughest stories that have ever had to broadcast. Understanding the power of our thoughts and our ability to let go of the past hurts and resentment through forgiveness inspires Pamela to share her healing words, her spirituality, and her practice of mindfulness through the art of forgiveness. Welcome, Dr. Sandra Wall-Williams.
Well, I'm not doctor, and I am Pamela. Coach, you're doing a magnificent job. I know you got thrown a curve there. You're doing a magnificent job. I'm Pamela.
I'm so sorry. My apologies.
No apology
My apologies.
necessary.
Thank you so much, Pamela. We have that down too. They kind of stuck that in there. So Pamela D. Marshall, yes.
Thank you so much for the introduction and the opportunity to speak on the Black Business Network, the Black Business Olympics. It is a pleasure. As the introduction said, for more than 30 years, I worked as a television reporter telling the stories about other people. Started working in the newsroom when I was 19 years old, in television news when I was 19 years old. And it was my job and my responsibility to tell just the facts. And that's what I did for many, many years until I was led by the Holy Spirit to tell the story of the art of forgiveness, a book that I have written that is hot off the press. I don't know if you've gotten your copy, but please go to my website at www.pameladmarshall.com so that you can get an autographed copy of this book that is being called one of the most formative books on the spirituality of forgiveness. And as I worked, starting working in television when I was 19 years old and dealing with a lot of people and a lot of personalities, and I would have people say to me, Pamela, you take things too personal. Well, I didn't know any other way to take them but personal. It's like my glasses are a little upset. I didn't know any other way to take them but personal because I thought it was about me. Until this awakening, this understanding that this physical world that we're in is such a small part of this journey. But we don't talk about the spirituality of it. And because we don't talk about the spirituality of this journey, we take things that people do to us as being done to us because we think that this is all there is. When we understand that we're all traveling through this journey, and as we look at and just examine, I want you to think about what are the things that you're holding on to? What are the things that have happened to you in your life that you still think about, that you still ruminate about, that you still can't let go of? And even though you may think that you let go of it, if it comes up in your mind too much, if you don't have a practice of peace, returning to a place of peace and getting back to being in the present moment, then there's still so much work to be done. Because this is what I want you to understand. Those negative things that happen to us are bringing on illnesses. Your cells are eavesdropping on your thoughts. Your cells are eavesdropping on your thoughts. And in some practices of healing the mind, the body, and the spirit, it is understood that you cannot have one emotion that does not find a place to reside in the body, not one. And the spirit of unforgiveness resides in the liver. 61% of people, it is said by cancer research, that 61% of people with cancer have unforgiveness issues. Think about how insidious that is, that we are making our own selves sick because of what someone else did. We're making our own self sick to death. Illnesses that are taking people out because of what someone else did that you thought was being done to you. I had an opportunity to share with a lady, I was in a business and we started talking about forgiveness, and I was telling her about my book, The Art of Forgiveness. And she said, forgiveness is really hard. And I said, why is it so hard for you? Now, I know my journey. It was difficult when I was trying to conceive and my husband's secretary got pregnant by my husband. It was a difficult thing for me to deal with over the course of my life. When my freshman year of college, I was raped and had an abortion. Even though the rapist said that if I aborted his child, he would kill me, I felt like facing murder would be better than giving birth to that child. And so because I was not okay with the fact of having an abortion. So I sentenced myself, I asked God to punish me by never allowing me to conceive. And my punishment to me was fulfilled. That was my punishment. So when I was saying to her, so I know how difficult it can be. And I know the struggle. I know the pain, the disappointment, I know. But what I said to her was, when we allow other people's actions and their shortcomings to determine who we are, then that would be the equivalent of me turning just because I was talking to her. I told her, I said, I'm not going to be white because I'm talking to you, and you're not going to be black because you're talking to me. So we see in the physical that I don't have to change who I am because I'm in the physical. I don't have to change. But when our emotions change, that means that our spirits have shifted as a result of what someone else is doing, what someone else has said, what someone else has done. One of the scriptures that was very liberating for me was when I was told, Pamela, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, God made us for his good pleasure. The Creator made all of us longing for something. We're longing for something. And we think we're longing for the relationships with the human. We think we're longing for the relationship with another job title, another zero at the end of our salary, another kind of car. We think we're longing for that. But everybody, I don't care, everybody in the 1% in the world, they're still longing for something else, because the money, the gold, the positions of authority, or whatever the positions might be, will never satisfy that longing, will never bring them the peace that releasing and forgiveness. The book is entitled The Art of Forgiveness, an expression of peace. When I said that to her, we don't become physically what the other person is that we're talking to. Why do we let our spirits go through the transformation based on the auditory sounds coming from someone else? Why do we let our spirits yield to their prompting? Imagine if you woke up every morning and you picked up the phone and you went through your contacts and you started calling people. Hey, how do you think I should feel today? Oh, okay. Thank you. Bye. You call the next person. Hello, this is Pamela. I just want to know how you want me to act today. Oh, you want me to be mad? You want me to be sad? You want me to be depressed? You want me to be anxious? You want me to be frightened? Okay. That conversation doesn't sound like it makes any sense. But essentially, that's what we do. We allow the spirits that inhabit other humans to tell us how to feel. Your feeling is a choice. It really is. Now, there are times that we do things and we react a certain way because it's just the societal norm. You ought to be mad. Oh, I wouldn't let them do this to me. I wouldn't let them run over me. Well, you don't have to let anybody run over you, but you can just move out of their way. You can relocate. Because we don't have the power to change the DNA of other people. I grew up in the country in rural West Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee. And one of the stories that I talk about is my mother, who was an excellent cook, and she would prepare some of the best meals. But we lived in the country. And so flies would come in the house. And flies would come in while we're eating, and we're trying to fan flies and we're eating. But I tell you what, I don't have a story telling you that anybody got up from the table because flies came in the house. Not one of those 13 children ever got up from my mother's table because flies came in the house, because she had prepared a table before us in the presence of pesky flies. That didn't take away from the taste of the food. The food was delicious. How much are you leaving on the table of life because you're letting the pesky flies of your life run you from the table? You're so mad you can't eat. You're so mad when you do eat, you get indigestion. You're so mad when you eat, you break out in hives. You're so mad you can't even pick up the fork to put the food in your mouth, but the food is there and it's delicious. David said it best in the 23rd Psalms, "Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine enemies." And when we look at holding on to grudges and resentment, that's essentially what we're doing. We're allowing the pesky enemy to make us lose out on the beauty of the moment. Now think about this. While we're sitting there at the table, enjoying the blessings that my mother had put on the table in front of us, imagine me getting up from the table, swatting a fly or trying to catch a fly or chasing a fly, trying to get the fly not to be a fly. It wouldn't matter how many conversations I had with the fly. The fly was just going to keep zzz, zzz. Fly wasn't going to listen to me. We know there are people and situations and circumstances in our lives that are buzzing around like the fly. And rather than letting the fly be the fly and coming back to where your feet are, because that's where you are, where your feet are, and your feet are pointed forward for a reason, because that's the direction that you need to be headed. And when you understand that the pesky fly didn't even make the pesky fly, I'm talking about the pesky fly in your life. They didn't make themselves. And sometimes they don't even understand why they're doing what they're doing. So we have a tendency to want to know why. Well, what do we accomplish by finding out why a fly is a fly? Can the fly decide not to be a fly because it explains to you that it's a fly? Jesus asked the question when he was on the cross on Calvary. Why hast thou forsaken me? That's part of the chapter of Why Ask Why in the Art of Forgiveness. You need to get this book, not because I wrote it, but because there are some profound things, some profound thoughts that will help you break free from the bondage of staying in the past. When Jesus said, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" That was in that human moment when the earth went dark. In that moment when Jesus took on the sins of the world. He asked, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" There's nowhere in the scriptures that says that the Creator answered Jesus, because it would not have changed the journey, even if they had heard the answer all across the land. The journey was the journey. So I think what throws us off is we think that we're not going to have any trials and tribulations. We think people are not going to lie on us. We think that people are going to just be nice to us all the time. I'm guilty of that. My mother taught us that golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, I thought that meant if I was nice to people, they were going to be nice to me. My mother didn't finish that part. She should have said, "Pamela, that's just your instructions." Your instructions. When you do what you're supposed to do, that's all you really can do. You cannot determine how another person is going to act based on what you do or don't do. So we forget that we're on this journey as humans, and we're going to have trials and tribulations. Don't think that you're having a trial and tribulation because, oh my goodness, what did I do wrong? What did you do right? What did you do right in that moment? So the scriptures tell us to praise and be thankful for all things. In all things, give thanks. In all things, give thanks. One of the reasons that the art of forgiveness is so powerful, it takes you through the stories of the journeys that I've been on, as well as some other people. But because I'm a yoga instructor, I include a yoga posture at the end of each chapter. I have a meditation at the end of each chapter, a meditation for releasing and recentering and focusing on your breath. You know why it's so important to focus on your breath? We do it and we don't think about it, but where would you be without it? Imagine in those difficult moments that you feel like you don't have anything to be thankful for. And when someone said to me once, I just don't think I don't have anything to be thankful for. I was like, oh God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't know what they just said. When you're thankful for your breath, just that simple act of being thankful for your breath, think about your inhale. Take a nice long inhale and exhale. I want you to do that just for 60 seconds when you're having a moment, when you feel like you're in the pit of despair. I want you to just pause and stay where you are in the moment. And then be thankful for that inhale. Be thankful for the exhale, because the exhale is releasing that could kill you, which is carbon dioxide. So as you are exhaling and releasing carbon dioxide, I want you to think about releasing whatever the thoughts are, that if you keep holding them in, they're eventually going to make you sick. Your cells are listening. Your cells are eavesdropping on your thoughts. And the thoughts are your choice. Think about it. It's said that the subconscious mind doesn't know if the actions are happening right now, or if they happened last year, or it's the future. Because we can write some award-winning movies to the future as well. So when you are in the moment of your pit of anxiety, your pit of despair, your pit of depression, I want you to concentrate on your breath and think about how powerful and how intelligent the body is, and all the functions that are happening in the body with every inhale. And when you inhale, I want you to just say the word peace, peace, peace. Dwell in me, peace. When you exhale, release those thoughts. Drop them off into the sea of forgetfulness, because when we learn how to forgive, forgiving the eyes in the mirror, one of the things that I had to do, and I write about the process of forgiving yourself. I had to forgive myself for being in the situation, for having an abortion. And I had to stop punishing me, because the scripture says that when we ask for forgiveness, we are forgiven. The Creator forgives us as far as the east is from the west. The east is from the west, or the west from the east, whichever direction it is. They're never going to come together. So when we understand that as special as we are entitled to that forgiveness, we are responsible and assigned to extend that same forgiveness to others. Because they didn't do anything to you. You don't belong to you. You belong to the Creator. And first and foremost, every negative thought, every despiteful deed that a person does, it's hurting them first. And it doesn't have to hurt you unless you allow it. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that at 27 years old when I was trying to conceive and my husband's secretary got pregnant by him. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. But I want to teach this to young people because things that happen to us in our teens, in our 20s, they set the course for our entire lives. Sometimes we don't even know why we're acting the way we're acting because we have not had an opportunity to purge, to cleanse, and to heal through forgiveness, through letting go. The book is entitled The Art of Forgiveness, and you can go to my website at www.pameladmarshall.com. When you order directly from my website, I will autograph the book and send it to you in this incredibly designed gift box, and you will also get a packet of edible scriptures that are printed with edible ink and on wafers like they use for communion. These are 7 scriptures on forgiveness for you to read and understand that you are free. You are free. Your cells are counting on you to select the emotions that will allow them to heal. Because unless we heal from those past hurts, as our cells rejuvenate, they're having to deal with all of the toxic stuff that's still in our bodies. I just believe, and I know that the Creator is going to give me the opportunity to share with people in their hospital beds, because I believe that there are people who are sick today, and they are sick because they are toxic with thoughts of still holding grudges. They're children who don't talk to parents and parents who don't talk to children. They're brothers and sisters who don't talk to each other. There are spouses who live in the same house and don't talk to each other. Where you may be upset with a coworker who got a promotion that we should have gotten or that you felt like you should have gotten. Or the person, a neighbor. There are people who are mad at their neighbors. There are people who get mad just driving there on the street because somebody wants to get over in the lane that you're in. Let them over. There's plenty of room. Because what you're doing is protecting you, your cells, your health, and your wellness. When we come to a place of self-realization that none of this stuff belongs to us, the actions, the things that people do, the things that people say. I actually had somebody say to me once, "Yeah, that's why I cussed you out." I said, "No, that's because you have a limited vocabulary. Those are your words. I am who I am because the same one that said, 'Let there be light,' and the sun started shining, and it has not stopped shining since that moment when the Creator of all said, 'Let there be light.'" Think about, you belong to that same voice that said, "Let there be you." And nobody has the power to put your light under a bushel. You don't even have the right to put your light under the bushel. Because in this world of brokenness, of hurting people, we need all of the light shining. We need your light shining. We need you to make a conscious decision to say, "I am free. I forgive me and I forgive everybody else because I am whole, powerful, strong, loving, and harmonious." I thank you for this opportunity, Coach.
Pamela, that was just absolutely amazing. I want to earn your energy and light. Also, I'd like to mention it's one of my first times moderating, so my apologies. I want to thank
Don't
Dr. Eric
apologize.
for just saying thank you.
You look beautiful
My
too.
goodness, you have the best spirit.
Thank you.
Thank you. So do you.
I hope you'll get a copy of The Art of Forgiveness.
Our hair is matching up together today.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear more about your book. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. What I really did love is that how you offered that when you send it, you put it into a gift box. That really makes a huge impact. So thank you, because that is just absolutely amazing and shining so bright. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's an honor.
I will say genius is common, and I'll see you on to the next side. So promoting the scholarship, the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fund for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the cash app that's on the bottom of the screen. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students, and 10 students can register at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. I want to remind you, I'd like to thank all of the Black Business Expo USA sponsors for March 2023, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Sway Soul, Lotus Ritchie, Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Mullane Shawnee Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius Common, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you, Brittany Ann here.
Design is human. It's about people. It's about life. We've designed everything around us since the beginning of time. The things that we see, the things that we hear, experience, and feel. And in this evolving digital frontier that we are calling the metaverse, there are opportunities to do things that we never thought were even possible. But with innovation comes responsibility, and there will be many challenges that we must face and overcome together. I've often wondered, how do we create balance between humanity, technology, and the environment in a world that is already constructed? It's as though we are designing against the grain. This is something that many of us are trying to figure out at this technological tipping point. I personally have spent countless hours of my life, especially in the last few years, really thinking about this, thinking about how to create amazing, innovative, and artistic, immersive experiences using technology, but while still doing our part in this world to protect our people and to protect the environment. And what I've realized is that collective thinking around design is holding us back. It's become mechanical, a series of conflicting checklists and linear conventions, components of production cycles. We don't always think about design as coming from within, as inherent to our species, the human. So today I will discuss 5 immersive design considerations for the metaverse outside of these technical checklists and processes. These are considerations that are a little more qualitative, sometimes a little harder to wrap our minds around and transfer that knowledge into meaningful action. These are the things that impact our decision making and the world we live in, whether we realize it or not. And when we make this connection more mainstream, I truly believe that we can evolve the world by pioneering what artistic but responsible, immersive design looks and feels like, and what the metaverse should evolve to become and to include. My name is Natasha Rapsat, and I am an experienced designer, strategist, multi-dimensional being, an explorer traveling to see the bones of the world and to learn for the future of humanity. I have medium brown skin and dark hair that is pulled back. I'm wearing a black shirt, red lipstick. Before we get into the considerations, let's discuss immersive design for common understanding. Feel free to leave comments or questions. I will do my best to answer. Thank you for joining me today.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face-to-face. Second, on Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captioning. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Truso is both social and safe. We refer to Truso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Truso even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Truso is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Truso. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Truso is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers flexible spending limits that adapt with his business. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with the power to make big purchases in his hands, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hompton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy, especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Did you know Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs? However, only 3% of Black women have established a sustainable, thriving business that has lasted more than 5 years. Why is there such a huge gap between creating and sustaining a business? Common obstacles like money and resources. But on a deeper level, self-doubt, lack of support, undervaluing self, stress and overwhelm, relationship challenges, health challenges, work-life imbalance, and unsure of purpose and passion. Meet Milani Shani Global. Our mission is to provide life, love, and business coaching for women who are leading the way and want to improve mental and emotional health and well-being by managing stress, anxiety, creating work-life balance, increasing confidence, revealing purpose, and putting themselves first so they can use their authentic gifts and make an impact in their community. When you enroll in our coaching systems and programs, you will discover how to activate your passion and personal fulfillment, unleash and align your natural gifts and talents with winning strategies, master your mindset and release stress and overwhelm, procrastination, and self-doubt. You are not alone. Our professional certified team of coaches use unique and one-of-a-kind advanced coaching tools to ensure that you excel in the areas of mental and emotional well-being, leading with confidence, relational wealth, and stress management. Put yourself first today and take your next step towards well-being and igniting your authentic success. Milani Shani Global, a company by women for women for over 35 years. Visit us at www.msglobal1.com or call 704-313-9132 and enroll in one of our programs to get started today.
Hi, my name is Annette Bentley Smith, and my geniuses are writing, becoming an inventor, and solopreneur. I self-published 14 children's books, as well as invented a plush toy and bed sheets that centers around reading and being read to. The trademarked and patent-pending plush toy will play 5 of my stories, soothing music, and you can record your own stories, songs, and messages using your own voice via the USB port. Kobe the Storytime plush tail koala bear also holds a book to put a picture of a child's loved one in it. The bed sheets have an entire bullying book printed on it. It has positive quotes, a word search game, a typing keyboard, and an open book with general questions. It has 2 pillowcases, a top sheet, and a fitted sheet, and it comes in a twin size. Becoming an author and inventing my products is an opportunity for me to give parents everywhere an interactive reading experience that's fun and unique. I believe reading together is important. My company, Incorp Literary Works, is taking storytime and bedtime reading to a whole new level for our new generation of children. Genius is common.